You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 186.
186. Man, I'm Ralph Homie Quan again this week.
Ralph Homie Quan. I like that. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated, the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast, and our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON 2 underscores the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS underscore ESL underscore AAMU. Also, we do want to shout out WDJY FM 99.1 in Atlanta. Shout out to all of the OS gang out there in Atlanta, man. And you can catch us on WDJYFM.com. Holla at us.
Yes, sir. Johnny.
My guy.
My brother.
My
How you
pal.
doing today? How you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. Look. Listen, every time spring is doing this thing, I'm gonna mention it because it's a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day.
Extremely beautiful, man.
Got outside, did some adult errands, so had to get that taken care of. But I'm good, man. It's been a good week. We was talking in pre-prod about my trip, but I went to see Lil Jon early this week. Listen, I'm at a point now where if I'm going to a concert, it's legends only, baby. It's legends only. So Lil Jon is definitely a certified legend. Oh, yeah. I ain't know if I was getting shots Lil Jon or crunk Lil Jon. Got a little bit of both.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, how now we know shots was obviously played. Considering the venue, right?
The first song.
Okay. Now, how far into the crunk bag did he go?
He ain't go that far.
Okay.
He ain't go that far. Because it was just him. Yeah. It was just him.
The East Side Boys.
Still.
Shout out to Big Sam, Lil Bo, but they was both big, but it's crazy. but
Yeah, but it thoroughly enjoyable though.
Okay,
I knew I was getting shots Lil Jon. Even if I only got shots Lil Jon, I would have been satisfied because I expected it.
Now this was just a typical DJ set, right? Like he just didn't. Obviously he featured his songs,
of course.
But did he get into other bags too? Like how was that?
No, it's all the music, all his music and music that he produced.
Oh, okay.
So, and he grabbed the mic. He was hyping the crowd up. It was the smoke machines. It was a full production.
Oh no,
full production.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So no, it was lit.
That's what's up.
The venue won, but
you talked about that.
But it was a good night.
You talked about that.
It was a good night.
Hey man, everything is okay. Like I don't have anything to report. Like I just I wish I did. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's been me and John, like how me and Johnny always doing pre-production. Like, hey man, I'm back into my chips. Let's dip bag. I'm just working. That's it. Head down.
Got
it. Get into this money.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
That's pretty much where I'm on. But real quick, we talked about this. But Elizabeth Olsen is starring in a limited series on HBO Max. It's a Max original. It's talking about it's like an affair that went wrong, kind of like a snapped episode, right?
Okay.
In Wiley, Texas. This was between the years of 1979 and 81 or 82, something like that.
Okay.
Like pretty much, she killed her lover's wife with an axe.
Oh
yeah.
So the guy she was having an affair with his wife.
Yeah, killed his wife.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like we think Elizabeth Olsen is crazy as Wanda.
Nah,
it's
different.
Love and Death. Ayo, she is bat shit crazy.
No, that's insane.
Like she's acting her ass off.
Emmy worthy or wait? I guess that would be Emmy because
it's because it's TV. Show. But she acting.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
She acting, but it's a good cast all the way around. Just think about, small town white people in the 80s. Like, you know how we giving it up, baby.
Right.
Heavy religious, it's like it's a lot of that going on, But I encourage people to watch it. It's a great limited series. I think it's on episode 3 right now. So I'm definitely gonna get into that, a little bit more.
Nah, that's what's up. Yeah. It's not any new TV shows I'm really watching. Just finished Bel-Air.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
get into that.
Yeah, I assume Abbott Elementary is done because they haven't put out any new episodes in a week or so. Yeah, ain't really nothing new that I'm watching. I actually haven't really watched that much TV this week. I watched the Bel-Air finale yesterday, but that's about it.
And then Perry Mason, my show Perry Mason does. So I ain't got nothing to watch, man. Like, I don't really report on Power on this show because it's just like,
yeah. And I gave up. Listen, I watched like 5 episodes of Tommy, and I said, nope. I never went back.
And that was the one you wanted to see.
Exactly.
That's the thing,
and I never went back.
It's just, I be needing stuff in the rotation. Like, I need that for my schedule, for me.
I feel that.
So I'll watch it, but it ain't, like, who wrote this? Who writing this? I'm more astonished by the outfits.
Oh no, look, that's one thing about at least Power that I know about. Like, the fits was fire. I'm talking about from season 1 of Ghost Nim to the few episodes of Tommy that I watched.
But now it's like everybody got drip. I don't like that.
Everybody got that shit on.
Everybody doesn't deserve.
The lookout got on.
Somebody that's like, yeah, for real. Like, somebody that's like, he's gonna die, right? Why does he have on Burberry? Like, he's gonna die.
Maybe it's a metaphor. Death to labels.
I see what you do. I like that, but no,
it
ain't no depth to labels in this show. If you watch,
because everybody got
it on,
even the extras.
Well, I wouldn't go that far,
okay.
But if you got lines, and in more than one scene, you can definitely get you some drip.
Nah, I feel that. That's what's up.
Just say.
I know they spend thousands on that shit.
Listen, they need to spend it on the writers.
Ooh, say less, man. Anyway,
I'm off that.
Yeah.
Off
the dome.
My brother, I got one for you, man. We talked about something like this, and they're kind of, pre-production conversation, right? We often buy alcohol off of hype, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like, absolutely. What would be the worst alcoholic decision that you've made as far as buying alcohol, like, a spirit or a beer or whatever, right? Because somebody hyped it up to you. You was like, oh, this ain't it. This shit is, garbage.
Probably Casamigos. Yeah, I'm not even a heavy drinker like that for real, but Casamigos has like made a big splash the last 3-ish or so years, maybe a little longer.
I wouldn't give it that much, but it's definitely out.
The crazy thing about it is, I read somewhere it's been out since like 2012 or some shit. Like, it's been out for hellas, and for whatever reason, we of the community hype shit up, and when we do, it go crazy. So I tried it. Like, this is terrible. This is not good.
I like tequila, so you can't really bash it like that for me. But it's better tequilas if you say that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm cool.
I mean, it's like this. I don't want to. And then, like you said, it came out in 2012. That's fine. I don't want a tequila that's good. I mean, I don't want something that's like overhyped overnight. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
If it took a while to get hot, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to do. But mine is something that was hot overnight. That shit is probably not even here anymore.
What?
But Nouveau. Remember when T-Pain was out here selling that pink Kool-Aid? That Pepto-Bismol? That shit was disgusting.
I never had it.
Listen. Well, I wouldn't say it was disgusting. It just didn't have any alcohol. Like, it wasn't a high percentage of alcohol. It was a liquor. It's a liquor.
It just looked pretty.
Yeah, like a liquor. I was like, oh, Nouveau. We outside Nouveau boys. No.
It's crazy that he probably just put that in the song because it rhymed.
Listen,
take a shot at the Nouveau, shorty, don't you know?
Listen, they give you a check, you go take it.
I mean,
and
facts.
it
worked.
Yeah, because it clearly
was drinking.
We were drinking that stuff proudly, and there are other trash alcohols, but it was just like that was a bad decision. That was like that's clearly something I bought that was because it was hyped.
Yeah, I feel that. I never tried Hypnotic either.
Yeah, and that's still out here too. That's still surviving.
Nasty.
But Nouveau,
nasty word.
Done.
No, thank you.
Dunzo.
No, thank you.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Word. All right, so for my off the dome, fashion changes quite often. It changes throughout the years, and there are certain moments in fashion that are significant to us just personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you, in middle school or high school, what was a fashion trend that you were heavy on the train with? Like, you was like, oh no, I gotta get that, I gotta put that on because I like it.
Probably jean fits, right? Because like back then they were like, you really had to have the matching jean.
Oh yeah.
Jacket and jean bottom, but it wasn't just like you get typical denim these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, back then your shit was shiny.
I was gonna ask you, was it shiny?
oh yeah, I definitely had a shiny jean suit. Like it was disgusting.
Did you have the fat Albert on the back?
Oh man, what? I had all that. It had like a hey, I'm not saying I would wear it right now, but back then I thought it was still hot. Like it had the leather with him painted on it. Hey yo, you talk to me nice,
fam. That's hilarious.
I don't care.
Hilarious.
I'm glad there's no pictures.
Facts.
I don't care about none of that. But no, I definitely had the shiny jean suits. Like, and that was like a go-to.
So for me, do you remember like back when like the headbands and the wristbands like was the thing? Bro, I used to wear this shit with everything. So this had to be like freshman or sophomore year in high school. And then I started playing tennis too. I was
about to say, were you playing tennis before?
I wasn't. So I'm already buying them because I feel like I need them on the tennis court as a first time tennis player. So now I get to wear them. I get to wear them during school hours with my uniform.
I was just saying Johnny Black and Roll. I'm talking about talk to these.
Listen,
but this is the thing, right? It's like it really didn't matter unless you had a symbol on it, which is kind of nasty. Like because you had to have. Like Nike, and then remember Vocal was making like everybody was making like headbands, which is disgusting.
I definitely had some Nike ones. I feel like I had an and one at some point.
Listen, and one Adidas, everybody was making them because there was a hype train on it.
You know what was super nasty though?
What's that?
At one point, people started putting two headbands on and crossing them. I definitely did that.
Blame Cornell.
I definitely did that.
Hey, I know. Cornell is a fashion icon, man.
Hey,
he did this, man.
Hey, yo.
He had us walking around with the headbands and the wristbands and the Band-Aid under the eye.
You couldn't tell me nothing. I never put the Band-Aid, but the headbands and wristbands. Oh, I had a collection of them.
Like you know what? I tried the the Band-Aid thing. It didn't look cool because I think we had the big ones at the house. Like,
no. You had to get the Slim Jim.
And then
joints.
people was they had like cool like characters and shit. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. But I had the big like moms had the big like you really had to
the
have
real Band-Aid.
Like,
you had to have a real
cut.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
She's like, boy, you messing up my Band-Aids.
You never thought to like cut them so it looked like the.
No. I would never. I never had that level of ingenuity.
That's funny. Wearing a regular size Band-Aid on your
under
face
your
eyes
with no cut.
With no,
it's disgusting, right? And I was thinking, I was like,
yeah, I'm
gonna
kill him.
And then I looked, I was like, nah,
no,
that never made it out the bathroom.
Man, look, that's crazy. I probably still got some wristbands laying around somewhere. I'm gonna look because that's gotta.
Hey man, wear them next spot if you find them.
No, real shit.
Hey,
Real shit.
I ain't gonna have no jokes for you.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look for real too. Stay tuned for next week.
Man, you know what's so crazy? They so cheap, just go buy them.
But see, I don't recall seeing any anywhere.
Well, Amazon, you know.
Oh well, yeah, no, that's true.
But no, you ain't got an Amazon no wristband. I mean, but you outside, you play tennis, man. Hey man,
But
bring back the field, man. Come on, restore the feeling, man.
Absolutely,
you got to restore the terror.
Absolutely not. The extra weight on my wrist, I'm cool. All that shit matter.
That's cool.
That shit matter.
Crazy. But now, people, that was off the dome. What's the worst alcoholic decision that you ever made as far as just buying something that was overhyped?
Yep. And what fashion trend did you have to just jump on and do when you were in high school? Let us know.
Johnny, OS game, what's happening?
We here.
Family and kinfolk. We got a few topics to discuss on the docket this week. Let's start sad.
Oh man.
And we gonna start with the black person. Rest in peace, Harry Belafonte. Passed away at the tender age of 96. Actor, singer, civil rights activist. I'm pretty sure there are other superlatives that I'm leaving off, but I don't know if the cause of death has come out. But listen, I'm not shedding no tears over here for a 96-year-old man. And that's not me being, funny when I say that.
Oh,
like,
of course.
You're talking about somebody that lived a lot of lives.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Lived a life.
Like,
so, Johnny.
He, throughout his career, right, like Ralph said, entertainer, activist, he's done so many different things for so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
just throughout the entertainment scope of the world, right? He decade through decade being able to help discuss things, put people in certain positions to get them to a better position. Like it's this man has lived a full life. Like we say that about people all the time, and of course they do. But like Harry Belafonte, his life literally, I'm talking about fulfilling.
Yes,
like really fulfilling. So I won't shed any tears either because I know that he's in a better place resting, literally resting, because of the work that he put in on Earth.
And the beautiful thing about it, right? He, as far as I know, until his transition, he was always sharp.
Oh, absolutely.
He didn't go off the rails. He was like, you look at a documentary about something, right? And you'll just see Harry Belafonte
just in it
talking and giving you some gems, giving you some nuggets, or giving you tidbits of what happened back in the day, right?
Thanks.
So listen, that is a beautiful sight. Shout out to Harry Belafonte, man, for just being a leading man in Hollywood, dealing with those things, being at the forefront with Dorothy Dandridge and Sidney Poitier, and just knocking down real like doors for the leading men that we champion today. So
right, and we talk about how multifaceted a Childish Gambino is or Jamie Foxx is. Harry Belafonte is probably the blueprint for that.
You talking
the blueprint. So
you podding today?
Yeah, look, here baby, it's the sun. No, but again, rest in peace. Yeah. Harry Belafonte, condolences to his family, friends, and fans. Yeah, man. I know he's resting.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace to another cultural icon, Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Passed away at the age of 76 or 3. It was a 3 or 6.
In
there, respectfully.
Yeah.
Former politician turned talk show host, and just took off from there, man. The Jerry Springer Show lives on. Has forever changed TV.
Word.
And actually changed culture. But Johnny, what you got, brother?
Hey, man, I feel like our generation was kind of raised by Jerry Springer. If you ever stay home from school because you was sick,
he up there with like LeVar Burton and Reading Rainbow.
Real talk, and probably our generation of people, we probably real toxic because of that shit.
Oh, because you gotta think about it. That shit was on prime time before it went. Not prime time. I'm talking about like after school.
Oh,
before they moved it to like late night.
Listen, going crazy.
Yeah, so that was like crazy. 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
So
after cartoons.
No, right, and it's interesting because you kind of see the impact that Jerry Springer had on people in our generation, because I've been seeing so many, and condolences, and people genuinely sharing how sad they are for Jerry Springer's passing.
Yeah,
because we've been watching him since we was 5.
Yeah,
like literally, right? So somebody that's been that impactful to our upbringing, when we see them pass, it's like, oh man, that's crazy.
Oh, big facts.
That's crazy.
Johnny, pull out the small violin real quick. You know what I'm saying? But no, this was me and my grandmother's favorite show. We used to watch this joint like after like Young and the Restless and cartoons went off.
Yeah.
So we get into the Jerry Springer bag. Like me and this 70-year-old woman are bonding over this trash. This trash TV show. I mean, not trash, but the content of it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And see,
but it was riveting.
That's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And just think about how many people in our generation have that same type of story.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah. So
because that shit appealed to all
ages. It was so wild. So what's going on?
Hey man, I think that might be the first show actually seeing quote unquote real people like scrapping. Like getting to it.
Then after a while, it did get obviously gimmicky, and definitely like they just made storylines. But definitely in the beginning,
listen.
no, and that's where TV changed, right? Because real world was a thing, definitely around the time of Jerry Springer's inception as a show,
right?
So you get that, and you kind of get this boom of reality TV stuff because Jerry made a lot of other people switch up.
Oh, absolutely,
a lot of people.
Listen, man. Again, rest in peace to Jerry Springer. I don't know. Is Jenny Jones still with us?
Yeah, don't put her in the ground.
Okay, listen, because I don't know. Now when she passed, I'm gonna be sad to say.
Yeah,
like that was my girl. That was my show. That was my go-to. Like, I couldn't wait to stay at home so I could watch that shit at like 3 p.m. Like, I swear to God, I don't know what it was.
Power Rangers was on, Gargoyles or something, man. No,
Jenny
no,
Jones,
Jenny
my
Jones.
boy. Jenny Jones ruled you, all that shit. They had all kind of shit on
Hey,
there.
yo. But no, rest in peace to a cultural icon.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
But speaking of a dead talk show, let's talk about the Red Table Talk being canceled.
My God.
Johnny.
Segway assassin.
Facebook Watch, which was the platform that held Red Table Talk as a show, has canceled the show pretty much indefinitely. It's done.
Yeah.
What do you have for the now defunct Red Table that was hosted by Jada Pinkett Smith?
The interesting thing about Red Table Talk, right? So it's been a Facebook show exclusively for a few years now.
Yeah.
I only hear about it when they have like those big viral moments, like, you know, the Will Smith shit.
I think Snoop had
yeah. But that was a weekly show.
No idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's insane. So, and Facebook investing in original content, because they're actually getting rid of all of their original content.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that along with Red Table Talk, all of the other original content did not do what they expected it to do. Yeah. So, and they just clean house.
Yeah, and one thing that I feel that with Red Table was it was very exploitive, right?
Oh, absolutely.
When it came to like storylines and certain things, like somebody fucked up, you know, outside in the real world. Now they got to come to the Red Table and talk about it. Like, that was her gimmick almost when it came to the show. And it may be at a point where people are just tired of whatever comes out of that house. If it ain't you acting in the film, we ain't really caring no more.
I mean, that's true.
Because remember, like, Jada wouldn't leave us alone for a while leading up to the slap. Yeah. And then I think she's been relatively quiet after this. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I think that's where it comes from. So there's really no value in keeping the show around. And then, honestly, it was only so many shows on Facebook Watch that probably had traction. As far as I know, it was that, and then the Ball had, like, the Ball family. Okay. Had, like, a reality show on Facebook Watch.
I think Cardi had a show on there too, like Cardi Tries or something where she just did like random jobs and stuff.
But yeah, how successful was it? You know what I'm saying?
Not that successful.
And then, I mean, now the Smiths are A-list. Do you really need that when, you know, Will has his own production company?
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Red Table Talk was a thing before Facebook got to it. Okay. Like, they was doing it on YouTube. Yeah. Like, it was Jada's thing.
Got it. Okay.
So if they decide
to move forward with it,
just throw that bitch back on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I mean, there are other ways to write. Like, we're talking about the A-list of the A-list. Like, trust me, this ain't like Southside getting canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Right. Like, it ain't coming back.
Now, it would be interesting if there was something in the contract that said you can't continue this show indefinitely or for a certain amount of years after getting canceled at Facebook. Now, that would be interesting.
Now, that would be very interesting, but I hear you on that. But I don't believe the Smiths, I said the Wheels, I was really about to say the Wheels. The Smiths to be that naive when it comes to business. I don't think they'll never let nobody play them like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of stall them content-wise. We control the narratives out of this house, rather it be shows or whatever we want to say. You know what I'm saying? So,
and if that's the case, fuck it, just go get a blue table. Pepsi and Coke.
Wood table? I don't know. Just get a lot.
Just get a new table.
Just a table.
Make it a rectangle instead of circle. Like, switch it up is what I'm saying.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But no, I like what you did there with the business part, right? Tyler, the Creator, has a recent headline that we found very interesting. Mm-hmm. He put in his will that he does not want any posthumous records released. Johnny, what do you have to say about that?
In all honesty, I think it's fire. I think it's fire. We have artists who have, rest in peace, who have passed away that have put out posthumous albums in the last, let's just say 5 years, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think any of them have really been that good. Any of them. And those artists are not here to say, hey, these weren't finished, or they haven't been able to put their own stamp on the music that comes out. This is the estate just. I'm going to assume just trying to make money.
Yeah.
With Tyler the Creator putting this stipulation in his will, I think it's genius. I think it's great. I think he's an artist that puts so much time and dedication and just trust in himself that he doesn't want anything to come out that he doesn't put his own stamp on. So I think that's why he put that in his will, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
No, I have nothing to say with like kind of going against that, because for you to have that, and Tyler's in his 30s, right?
Yep.
Just thinking about your mortality in that way, like, you know what? While I'm sitting here and I'm hot as fish grease, I'm the biggest I'm ever gonna be. I'm gonna put this out here right now. I don't ever want that to happen, because if he, let's say, never want to say this, but let's just say someone dies tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can milk this Tyler thing.
Oh man, look,
we can definitely get it popping, right? With AI, with everything that goes on with making posthumous records, because Pop Smoke was taken from us, right?
Yeah.
We don't had like 2 albums of him, right? Triple X Tentacion, taken.
Yeah.
We got at least an album, or maybe 2, I think. Nipsey, taken. We've gotten verses here and there.
Yeah.
But nothing, like you said, and those are just 3 examples, but you never really get like a good feel of what the artist could have done if they had their final touch on it. So that's why we always grade posthumous albums on the curve anyway. It's kind of like you take from it from what it is, because no matter what, even if it's their right hand man or right hand woman, it's not them.
Yep, exactly. And that's an interesting point you made about the AI piece of it. So like, if God forbid, I'm not putting anything on Tyler.
Yeah.
But let's just say he passes away a year from now. AI becomes way more advanced than it is now. Now they can literally make a song with a Tyler the Creator type beat and use his actual voice. Does that count?
Well, the thing with the AI music, from what I've been seeing, right, I don't think it's really any business tied to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just music that's just out there. It's kind of like for promotional use.
Okay.
That's how I look at AI music. It's still nasty, but I still see it. I still see
Absolutely.
it as for promotional. I don't see it as to where they can make money off of it. Now, where we get to a place where they can generate dollars off of AI music, which I feel like
it's
going to happen.
Oh, it's coming.
That's going to be the problem. And how do you legally set yourself up to protect yourself from that? Like, even if you put it on paper, it still has to be some type of precedent for it to stop it, or sue against whoever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, because I mean, is AI the big robot in the sky? Is it Kevin at the Marvel studio?
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. Like, I don't. We get so like confused. Well, I get so confused with the AI talk, but it's just getting back to Tyler. Like I said, this is dope, because you think about artists that have passed on, right? Like, we always use Mike. I'm not gonna use Mike right now. I'm not gonna use Prince. Let's use like Aretha or Whitney.
Okay.
You know how many movies then came out with them? How many, like,
Yeah, one just recently just came out on Netflix.
Just and maybe the movie and music stuff are kind of a little different, but it's in the same ballpark of, I don't want stuff being exploited after the fact that I'm gone.
Right.
If I ain't here to put my touch on it, leave it alone.
Please leave it alone. Because who's to say the new version or the new music that comes out that the deceased artist would have even liked?
And then, like, think about it like this, right? Like, Tyler just put out the deluxe, right?
Yeah.
That's because he wanted to.
Yeah.
With the songs that were just laying on the cutting room floor.
Yep.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna just put these out. But the run of albums that Tyler has been on, and I'll just say from Flower Boy, I know you'll probably go a little bit further into the bag, but Flower Boy until, Call Me Until You Get Lost. Imagine if somebody else curated those albums. They'll probably be completely different.
Oh my God, completely different.
But, these albums have definitely shaped Tyler's career.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like shaped his career to where people like really, really fuck with him. So imagine if somebody, like, he had all that music just sitting there, and somebody just said, you know what? I'm his man's. I'm his producer. I can put it together.
Right.
But he's not Tyler though. Yep. And that's just kind of spreading itself across any genre or any artist.
No, that's true. That's true. I'm not mad at this at all. I think it's great. I wonder if he does or if he will put anything in there regarding to AI.
Yeah.
But nah, yeah, this is dope.
That's dope, man. But speaking of something that kind of needs consent, right? We have a bipartisan bill that's, I think, been passed, right?
Oh, I don't know if it's been passed.
It's been passed or it's being talked about very strongly. Like, they're pretty much matriculating it through Congress as we speak. But it's pretty much saying that parental consent is warranted for anybody under the age of 13 to get on social media. They passed it because they feel like social media is attacking our children. Yeah, that's the basis of all this. So Johnny, what do you have for that?
This might be one of the few governmental bills or whatever that I actually agree with. Like, I think this is great. Personally, I don't have any children. I don't feel like anyone under 18 really should be on social media. And the reason I say that is because I feel like it's impacting children and teenagers at a much higher rate than not having it, as far as depression, comparing themselves to other students, I know cyberbullying, but bullying, like, I feel like it does a lot and it takes more of a toll on them on top of having to go to school, whatever, extracurricular activities or sports or whatever else they got going on. Like, this adds a added layer of stress to everything they got going on. And look, I'm 35. I feel like I kind of have a slight addiction to my phone too. I pick my shit up every 5 minutes, I feel like. So I'm 35. As a 17-year-old, I know they probably don't even put their shit down.
Well,
so I don't know. I agree with this. I think this is great.
Yeah, I agree with it, but it's just so funny how we can become bipartisan over the war on social media, but not the war on, like, assault weapons that kill these kids in schools. But I'm off that. I love it though. I still love it, like, because like y'all can kumbaya real quick over this shit. That's crazy. But no, thinking about how we are addicted to social media and we have mature minds. We are, but I think the thing with us, right? The thing that's so great about us as a generation, we were birthed into social media. Like, we were coming into our own as social media was blossoming.
We've watched it grow and evolve.
It growed with us.
They were born into it.
Yeah. They were born into it. We growed up with it. So as technology changed, we kind of changed with it. Like, we were maturing as things kind of happened. So I think that's why we can kind of step away from it when we need to. But then again, you're always on your phone. But you're talking about, kids that are impressionable still. Like, kids have YouTubes, kids have this, kids have that. And
that's real.
And life is so predatory. And I'm not talking about from the sense of just, people out here being pedophiles, but just exploiting the innocence of a child.
Oh, man,
like,
look.
people exploit their babies to get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's another thing too. So it don't really matter. Does it really matter if the parent has to use the consent? Because if I feel like I got a cute baby or I got this adorable child, I'm gonna put them on social media. Think about how many kids have YouTubes, Instagram pages, TikToks. They doing all the dances with them. Like, I mean, look, people want to build that wholesome family image in the sense of getting on and in the sense of getting this money. That's the other thing too. Like, I think this is a money play as well, because you got too many people getting money too quickly off of YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Like,
so okay, because no, that is a fantastic point actually. So do you think this is more toward not allowing people to make as much money as fast rather than actually trying to protect children? Do you think that's what it is?
I think it's levels. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not all just, we want to protect the kids.
Yeah.
Because you had plenty of opportunities to protect kids.
They can
from physical things.
No,
right?
that's real. And they can use this as a smoke screen per se.
It's definitely a smoke screen. Because I mean, think about it like this. How many times we got on here and we talked about YouTube cutting money from somebody, or Facebook Reels not reimbursing somebody? Like, we've gotten into those bags. So why is this seeming so far fetched for me to come up with that theory? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're saying that, but for my mind to go there, that hey,
That's a valid point. I like it. Yeah. But honestly though,
Yeah.
like I really would like somebody to explain to me why anybody, let's just say 13 and under, would need social media. Like,
Well,
for what purpose would it serve for them to be on?
I don't think that. Well, kids are very smart and they're very handy. And once you kind of put something in their hands, they kind of figure those things out. But as let's say a 9-year-old, does a 9-year-old need an Instagram page? I don't know. But does a 9-year-old have a business? Does a 9-year-old? Are you using your 9-year-old to get on? Like, I'm telling you, like, these parents are living through their kids sometimes. Sometimes.
How can you tell? No,
let's say
no.
this.
That's facts.
Like, say this. Like, I'm gonna use this example, right? Because it'll probably tie into the Bel-Air stuff we'll get into in a minute. Mm-hmm. Let's say you got a 9-year-old phenom.
Yeah.
A 9-year-old basketball, football, killing them at 9.
Going crazy.
Nine
AAU.
9 killing them, right?
He play for the team.
Right, you go right. He really played with the 11-year-old ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but he got highlight reels and stuff like that. So you often have parents doing that for their kids.
Damn. I mean,
but it's another way to exploit, like to keep the exploitation down, if that's the case.
But how can you
do it? Because I can go create 3 more emails if I want to.
No, facts. No, that's real.
I can get a trap phone with a new number if I need to just have a new number to sign up for this social media platform. It's not really stopping too much.
And let's be honest, the people who are exploiting their children that way probably have more than 2 phones anyway. So,
2 phones, one for the club.
Yeah, one for the AAU, one for the me and you looking at it. No, that's funny. But no, it'll be very interesting to see, like, first of all, if this gets passed, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, man. This, like you said, they work together on all this extra shit
until when it's real, like when it's something real. I'm not saying the social media is not a real threat to certain segments of society. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I am. I mean,
because they always come together on like kind of the bullshit.
Yeah,
but never want to come together when it comes to something
like
real.
How many school shootings has been this year? I ain't until you Second Amendment niggas. I'm not saying take away the guns. Just make it
regulate. You have to regulate it.
That's all I'm saying. I got a full court. I ain't tripping. Like, listen, I just, you know what I'm saying? People get so uptight when you talk about guns. It's disgusting when people can go into these schools and clap up children. Like I don't think we talked about that school in Tennessee. Did you see that shit? I know I'm getting off.
No, it's fine.
Like when it was a white, I would say transgender. Mm-hmm. I don't know terms, but she had an assault rifle, and she went to the school with the assault rifle, and shot the doors, and then went in there and proceeded to kill kids and students with an assault rifle.
Oh, I did hear about that, but I didn't.
But I saw the video.
I didn't realize it was a transgender woman.
Yes,
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
But
so it's like, you know how deep in the political bag you can get with that.
It's true. It's so bad. Like this is how bad it is that they're not trying to regulate gun purchases, right? I saw a video that somebody created a panic room in the classroom where you could just pull it out. It's like bulletproof. It's in the corner, but you pull it out and it creates a whole nother bulletproof room for everybody just to run into and lock the door. Like what? Like why does that have to be the solution? Why can't we solve this by putting better protections on purchasing weapons?
That's it.
It's literally that simple.
But you know what? It's somebody that makes panic rooms that can get money, contract money from governments and stuff like that. And that's how the game works.
That's probably what it is.
So it's always a money game.
That's probably what it is.
Whenever there's something good in it, there's always money attached to it.
That's insane, man.
So no, man.
And that's why America going under now. You see all these countries is defunding the dollar bill. They not trading in the local current in dollars anymore, but we'll get to that another day.
Yeah, another day. We'll talk about New World Order and all that stuff. I know y'all love your conspiracy theories.
Look, yeah, facts. You know that's my shit.
Right. But now let's get to this, man. Let's talk about Bel-Air, man, for real.
Let's do it.
Bel-Air,
some fun.
Season 2 has concluded on Peacock.
Yes.
They make you watch it every week.
I still love the weekly episodes.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to binge it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just feel like when it's streaming, like, hey man, give them to
just
me.
get.
I know this sound. All right,
but it's my bad. No. But it's funny. The network television
format being on the streaming service.
Yeah, but these are the streaming services that come from network television. So it's like they still follow the format. Yeah.
So now that season 2 has concluded, what do you think about the season at large?
I thought this was a great season, a great season 2. I think it did a very, very great job building on what the foundation of season 1 was, and I think the continuation of the stories for all the characters were actually were fired. For all of them.
I enjoyed it too. Season 1 had more of the typical tropes of the Fresh Prince show. We had to establish it. Yeah. But now season 2 kind of separates from that. Completely different world, completely different circumstances.
Agreed.
We're getting different dynamics. It's just a lot here, and I think it's one of the best shows on TV. That's just me. Like, I mean, can it have a flaw here? I mean, a flaw here and there. Yeah, but is it entertaining? Is it Is it shot well? Is it Is it or can they act? Do these characters capture the true essence of their original counterparts? Yes.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. I guess you want to get to the highs? Or
yeah, let's get to the highs, right?
You gonna take it? You got it?
Actually, I'm trying to think what is a high, right? The highs are the highs are there. Yeah. Like they're there. I mean, Carlton being pretty much the MVP of the season for me.
Really?
Yeah, acting wise, this nigga is ill. This nigga's ill. This nigga's ill. I love it because it lived like Carlton pushed the story forward a lot.
I'm not mad at that.
A lot.
I'm not mad.
And that's one thing I do enjoy about the show, right? It doesn't feel like it's so Will centered.
No, that's true. I 100% agree with that.
It's not centered on Will at all.
Even though he is the main character, it feels like when everybody else gets their shine in their own story, like it's like it feels good. It doesn't feel like a Will Smith show. Like when we see Jazz and Hillary, right? It's them. It's contained for them. Yep. When we see Jeffrey and his story, which actually was my MVP for the season, was Jeffrey. Okay. But seeing his storyline with his son, as well as like him coming back into the house, first of all, getting back on schedule with all the kids and stuff. Yeah. The evolution of Phil and everything he got going. Like everybody's story was their story, and I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my high. Just the everybody having their own stories, and it
was good, man. Like I'm really trying to find like more things to talk about in the highs. It was just really I enjoyed it, man, because like one thing I do enjoy is the fact that I feel like Uncle Phil is not James Avery, right? But he has a commanding presence.
Oh, absolutely.
That if you can believe that's Uncle Phil. I know Uncle Phil is an iconic character when you talk about sitcoms, when you talk about 90s TV, when you talk about TV dads. Like he fits every criteria of that. Yeah. But do I think I don't know nobody's name on this show besides the only person I know is the guy that plays Will. His name is Jabari. But anybody else?
Coco Jones.
Oh yeah, Coco. Yeah, shout out to Coco. Respectfully, my bad, Queen. But no, it's just like Uncle Phil. I think he really bodies him. Aunt Viv.
Oh yeah, Chef's kiss.
Like I like that storyline and the fact that she beefing with the light skin Aunt Viv.
Right. Well, not anymore.
right. There was a beef there though.
No, that's.
I like the play on that though. Yeah. I enjoyed Tatiana Ali having a cameo,
right,
and being Ashley's favorite teacher.
Then they getting her fired. So real quick before we talk about like specific storylines, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any lows for the season?
Not enough Ashley. That's one.
Okay, I'm not mad.
Not enough Ashley. That's one. I'm trying to find like a glaring flaw. It may have just been something I didn't. I mean, it's merely a nitpick because I think I mentioned it last week how Will was so perfect.
Okay, so that's my low.
I'll see now.
No, because I see it now.
Now you see
I synced it in the finale.
Because I maybe I might be off, but this is the point I think that you're going to use. Remember when he had the old team scrimmage against the new team?
That was a part of it.
Yeah,
that was a part of it.
Like
this more.
This little nigga.
Listen, the entire the finale was dope. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, finale was good.
But the entire finale was him going to everybody and cleaning up everybody else's story.
I told you.
Hey yo.
I told
you.
I was like, hey man, I'm tired of this nigga being perfect, man. Like it's like
if he don't get his Ayana fix my life ass out of here, like no. he spent a moment in the episode crying to his mom because he was so stressed about what was going on with him. Now all of a sudden you can fix everybody else.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Nah, that's nasty work. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then he was able to kind of help Jeffrey with his son. Like I was like, come on, man, Jeffrey. Like,
how you gonna help Jeffrey? Jeffrey is B613. Like
Jeffrey's so gangster,
man. What?
Now, one thing I will say, they have turned and flipped a lot of these characters. Like Will isn't as silly. He's not as much of a womanizer as he was in the 90s. Like you know what I'm saying. Uncle Phil. I think Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv are pretty much the same. Jazz is not goofy. Hillary is not a bird.
I appreciate the Jazz not being goofy shit because I love Jazz's character on this show.
Yeah, I appreciate Hillary not being a bird. Ashley is more demonstrative. Jeffrey is a G.
Like for real.
Like for real. Like it's like I appreciate the flip. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. He does the servant thing because he wants to.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's clear,
yeah,
and he will fade up Uncle Phil if he needed to. Like it's
man,
like
what I think he would too. I think he would
piece
too.
up Uncle Phil quick.
That's funny.
So I love that part, but yeah, like the lowest pretty much just Will being perfect. I was like, did you hold on? Sidebar: have you ever watched All American?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, I was about to say he was about to go to Crenshaw, just get cool with Spencer because Spencer's perfect as hell too. Like like you ever watched All American? Like that nigga Spencer's perfect.
That's funny.
Like he just fixed everything.
That's hilarious. That's funny as hell. All right, so I gotta ask you this, right? So for Hillary's storyline, right? Mm-hmm. Her and Jazz start dating. Yeah. Clearly, there's the difference in, I guess, what they do, right? Mm-hmm. Hillary, she comes from the Banks family. She she is privy to all his money. She got her content house rocking, she doing her thing. Yeah. Jazz, my guy, his cool ass, entrepreneur, got his record store. Like they come from two different worlds, right? Yeah. Somehow they actually ended up together. I thought it was fire. I thought they were a great couple. Yeah. But Hillary, I think in the back of her mind, I always saw that she had this thing in the back of her head where Jazz was not good enough for her. Mm-hmm. And of course, with Jazz being the type of person that he is, maybe not having a woman like Hillary before, some of those insecurities came out and they broke up. Mm-hmm. Now with that, Hillary kind of turned to LaMarcus and started using his connections for her business. Do you think she was out of line for that?
Mm-hmm. I like how you phrased it, but the thing is, she did use LaMarcus for her content house to kind of get the art gallery popping for her mom. That's how she looked at it, right? Yeah. Now, was she right? I mean, right in asking her ex-boyfriend, who's an NFL player, to come to the party? No. I mean, yeah, she was wrong. Mm-hmm. She was wrong. But like the sequence of events after the fact, Jazz took a lot of ownership in that. So Jazz actually is kind of wrong in it.
What you mean?
Like Jazz said, he was like, I fucked it up.
Oh, well, I mean,
so
those are the insecurities coming out. So I get it.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, yeah. And Hillary tried to make it work though. That's the thing. She actually reached out to Jazz. Jazz just wasn't budging. He couldn't do it. And then he went out to dinner, right? But he was in his feelings because he couldn't pay for the thing. And she paid for it. Like, she was like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll figure this out later. And I really believe Hillary to be like, I'm with you. Yeah. He just couldn't do it. Yeah.
Nah, my ego would have been hurt too.
Yeah, I mean, nah, not me. Shit.
Nah, I don't. If I know that's what my girl like, I done put all this time and effort into like saving to make sure that I, put the money into the account to pay for it because this is my girl. This is ego shit. This is ego shit for me. Mm-hmm. And then my card declined. Oh, I'm hurt.
You know what it's like when
I'm hurt, baby.
Using that debit card and then they got that limit on it.
That's what I'm saying.
He had the money, like but she was like,
you spending too much.
This is the thing. He could have listened. Yeah, the fragile male ego it'll kill a lot of people.
It's
man.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
And he really had, like you said, and that was the thing that kind of like the icing on the cake. I was just like, you can look at fault in both sides, but he did push Hillary away into that nigga arms. He made it easy. Damn. So I'm not caping for Jazz on that. Like, do I feel bad? And he made the desperate plea as she get ready to go to Paris.
Yeah.
Like, that was a very passionate plea, and I felt it.
I felt that shit too. I knew she came around. I knew she was coming around.
You can't tell me he didn't push her. It's like, you're not gonna answer my call.
I ain't saying he did.
I know you want to cape. I know you want to cape for the short chocolate brother.
Talk about it, baby. Talk about it, baby. Talk about it, baby. See, the difference between us, though, I would be able to hide my insecurity better. Now, of course, I'm talking years ago, not now. But I mean, I'm up now, so it's whatever. But so we wouldn't have them problems.
We would have them issues. Like, we good, baby.
Now we good over here.
Swipe.
Man, look. Say less.
Nah,
but,
I love it though.
But
no, that was just one of the intricate plot lines in the show. Like, I think, but just kind of getting to Carlton, right? Mm-hmm. Carlton had a myriad of storylines, right? You would say Carlton's down there the other main character.
No, real. That's real.
Because Carlton dealt with drug addiction. He dealt with trying to assimilate, right? Being caught between two worlds. Mm-hmm. He really had to address a lot of his insecurities, right? Not being accepted by the Black Student Union, being outed with the racial video and stuff like that. He beat the brakes off old buddy, and I'm surprised that he had.
I was proud.
Listen, I was happy he did that, but it was just at moments like Carlton just didn't know how to own who he was. Yeah, and it came out at the wrong time. Jesus, it may have been freeing, but it was the wrong time. Like, If anybody hasn't seen the show, right, the end of Carlton's pretty much his arc in this show. He received a prestigious award at Bel-Air Academy that he worked so hard for.
First black person ever.
Yes. And then he gets up there and admits that he is a cokehead. It was, you know what that scene was like? What? You remember in Flight when Denzel said he was drunk? He was like, I'm drunk. I'm drunk right now.
Yeah.
That was the same thing.
Damn. But the craziest part about that, he made, he outed himself. Then he walked through the crowd. Like, he didn't walk out the back. I would have walked out the back. But okay,
it's like, man, you embarrassed yourself, but you embarrassed the family though. But I think his breaking point was definitely the way he handled Ashley at that moment.
Oh man,
he knew when
he still need his ass beat for that. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all out your fucking mind. But yeah. So Carlton's story, I thought, was probably, I don't know, for whatever reason, I really like Jeffrey's story in this season.
Hey, look, and that's because it's dope. Because Jeffrey is such a mysterious. Like, I think that's the one thing that they did carry over from the original Bel-Air. I mean, the original series, right? Mm-hmm. Because in season 2, we didn't have those typical Fresh Prince storylines. That's what I'm trying to get out. Right. But we definitely had Jeffrey reconnecting with his son. That was something that carried over from the show this time. Yeah. And it was dope.
It really was. It was dope as hell. The one thing that I'm hoping for season 3, which I kind of think they kind of did in season 2, is basically establish themselves apart from the original Fresh Prince.
They did. And you know what really separates this from it? Like, they have characters like Lisa.
Yeah.
Who's a clear friend or love interest or just somebody that's just kind of in the middle of everything that the Banks have going.
Right.
I love that.
I love that too. And the young lady that plays Lisa, I think she's a great actress.
Yeah.
The fact that she's always there for both Will and Carlton, like I think it's dope, man. I think it's dope.
Hey man, what do you think about Ashley's little storyline, man? I think it was dope that she had, like, first of all, like, you had the original Tatiana Ali being her teacher, her favorite teacher, and then her future love interest hating on her.
I should have called it. I should have known that.
I should have known it was gonna happen when they kind of reconciled. I was like, oh,
I see where this is going. I see where this is going.
And like, Ashley is actually kind of funny, man. She was like, as a black queer woman, like, like us, Hillary was like, shut up, get out here with these boys,
right?
Like, get out here, shut up. shit so funny. And she was talking about like she wasn't trying to force like boys on her. Like for anybody that hasn't seen the show, it was just like a charity, kind of like a charity football game.
Football, you're right.
Football
right,
game.
Right.
She was like, "Girl, got here to play. Shut up. Ain't no way."
And ended up having fun.
Having a great
had
time.
so much fun, right? That's crazy. Shout out to the whole cast, man.
Shout out to the cast,
everybody really did their thing this season.
Yeah.
I don't know if season 1 won any awards or anything. Not that I can recall.
Look,
I think they should have. But
well, I think it was so much pushback because if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes and the reviews and stuff like that, as far as what's on Peacock, right? They were kind of low.
That's insane.
Like hell, they just in the 70s.
That's insane because both of these seasons have been amazing.
This show is not predictable. I don't think it's predictable.
I don't think so either.
I think it's acted very well. Does it have a flaw too? Yeah, I think so. But every show does. So
it's true. Listen,
and I really don't see people talking about it either. I don't think people are taking it as serious as these other shows. Or
you know what I think it is? I just think a lot of people don't have Peacock. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That might be it too.
I ain't gonna lie.
That might be it too.
Listen, during the holidays when they have their little special, whatever, just get it. Just get Peacock for $1 for 3 months.
Yeah.
Binge these shits because the Bel-Air is a great show. Like if they were to put this on HBO or actually NBC or whatever, like I think this show would have been doing numbers.
I think it need to be on like TV. Like
absolutely.
TV. But it's so real though, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it does have sex on it. It does have sex, right?
I think Jazz and Hillary may have had a sex.
Okay,
scene.
but you definitely have cursing. You have talk about drug use. You have you have mentions of adult themes in there. So I don't know if like network TV, but definitely
yeah. So yeah, man. Shout out to season 2 of Bel-Air. It was fire. If you haven't, make sure you check it out. It's on Peacock. All that good stuff. I think we reached the end of the docket. We got something else? My bad.
One thing. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's right.
Comes out this Friday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We hope you guys survive and come back and see us next week. But Johnny, do you have any bold predictions or any like expectations for the Guardians?
I think Drax dies.
Okay.
That's really all I got for you. I'm interested to see Adam Warlock. I'm definitely interested to see that. I think he starts as a villain, but then ends up being good. But apparently this is supposed to be a Rocket story. So
yeah, you know what? I was gonna say Rocket dies, but I have to agree with you on the Drax thing because we know Dave Bautista's done playing Drax, so you have to give that character some type of send off or unfortunate death. So that's probably definitely in the cards. And then like you said, it's a Rocket themed story. So the misdirect in the trailer would make you think that Rocket's gonna die. Yeah. And then Groot can't die.
No, Groot not gonna die.
Groot, I mean, we seen him die, didn't he? Or he just became a little tree. Like,
apparently that's like, so the original Groot apparently did die. The little tree was like his offspring.
Oh. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But yeah, that shows where my excitement is.
Right.
Like if I have okay, it's 2 franchises that is that when it comes to this whole MCU thing, the Guardians and obviously the Marvels. And they both
coming out this year.
And they both come out this year. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'll watch it, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the last thing. So to anybody who hasn't, spoiler alert, watch the Guardians holiday special.
Yeah.
It was confirmed that Star-Lord and Mantis are siblings. I know, random, right?
Yeah.
So with that, I hope they somewhat explore that in the movie because you can't just drop that because I feel like this is a huge bomb. Like,
like you just can't say this. Obviously, Ego is her daddy too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they met her there. Okay.
Yeah. So you can't just say that in the holiday special and then not explore that. So I want to hear more about that.
Yeah. We gonna see. And this is James Gunn's last hoorah before he darts off to DC.
Oh, sound like a comic book. I like that.
Flash is coming. That's why I said dart. I hope you caught that in time, Drew.
More Bart?
No, dart.
Oh. All right, got you. That's what I'm talking. Look. Y'all heard this? Bars.
But yeah, you are right, Johnny. We have reached the end of our docket. What do you have for the people, bro?
Oh man, if you're on YouTube, we appreciate you for watching. Hit the comment section, jump in the conversation about any of the topics we discussed today. We'll be back next week. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. We'll holler at y'all next week with a Guardians 3 review. If you're on audio, you know what time it is.
OS Song of the Week.
Song of the Week. I'm kind of pulling this out of nowhere because we talked about Tyler. I'm going, I think.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.